Oh yeah, and then a bathroom in this corner. Good morning. Unloading trucks in the morning, have to move the auger. And the volunteer canola has already started to grow in the fields. September 12th today. Everything's unloaded now. Oh! We're almost done with our north country. After about midday today, we'll be moving back home, and we just have about 700-800 acres right by the farmyard. Our canola is averaging right around 40 bushels, which is pretty good in my opinion. Let's let this guy warm up for 12 seconds. That's good. Hopefully it's not too tough out yet this morning. Yesterday morning we started a bit too early and it was kind of damp and our moisture was creeping up, but right around 9 here, yield right around 40. It's not too bad. Just got to clear some space, get some semis in here. I'd slow my reels down. Just want it just helping it in to the header. You don't want it going too fast and shelling out the canola before it even gets into the combine. Look at the volunteer canola already germinating. Oh, you can't really see it. Anyway, there's little canola is already germinating in the sprayer tracks. Maybe there you can see it. Yeah. When you don't want it to grow, it grows. And when you try to grow it, it doesn't grow. Oh, there's John Deere. We thought we'd go the rest of the harvest without the auto steer and the other combine, but they found the part, found the steering valve, and they're gonna slam that in. So hopefully we will have auto steer back. Thought it was the sensor on the rear axle, but it is a solenoid on the steering valve, which is right underneath the cab. So kind of an expensive fix, but nice to have the auto steer back. It's always best to record the headland pass because it's usually the best canola. Got my line set up. First load. Canola's really clean. Okay. Are you back in the game?
I'm making my way over there, yep. I'm ready to join the group.
Nice. Well, it didn't take Bobby long to get that steering valve in, plus you had to calibrate the combine so it knows its lefts and rights. About an hour and a half. I've done 28 acres in the meantime. Now we're gonna be cooking with some gas. There he is. There goes Bobby. Thanks, Bobby. Now we're going. You don't need auto steer, but it is a lot more efficient. And then I just gotta finish off this little section here, and then we can utilize our pattern where you basically can pick any pass and then it'll work itself out. You won't have 4 or 6 foot strips all over the field that you gotta go clean up after. Okay. Auto steer, way better. Grandpa Ronnie's coming with the Tridem, and Super B is full, so I'm gonna take that home. He's gonna come in here and combine. I'm gonna get that unloaded. Okay, truck, you are right full. Let's see if I can, oh yeah. Piece of cake. I need some diff. I'll do it at the yard. We are running out of bin space, which is a good problem to have. We only have a few empty bins left. I think we're going to be okay for room though. If we needed more room, we can always haul a couple loads into the terminal or create a grain bag here at home of either canola or wheat. That would create quite a bit of room. I think we'll be okay. It's windy today, which is good for combining, good for drying. It's bad for semi-tarps, and it is bad for putting up tin on the shop. Well, I almost ripped the tarp off in the wind. Next time I'll have to go behind the bush, get this tarp back on. I think there's 2 rings left. This whole thing is, actually this one's pretty good. Yeah, it should fit. We're all done up north, time to move home. Getting full. I gotta move this auger and unload the rest of the Super B. After that, maybe we'll go for a little bit of a shop tour, see how construction is going. They got a little bit of time and they gotta move fields. They're gonna move about 5 miles. So that'll take them a little bit to do that. So this is the new shop build. It is 92 feet long by 48 feet wide. They're starting to put on the inside metal on the roof. So it's white inside, kind of a white, off-white outside with blue trim. It's the same to match the shed, the shop, the shed. So it's 2x8 framing, insulation's in, strapped on the inside, plywood on the outside. 4-foot windows, so it should be nice and bright in here, especially once we get the LED lights up and such. 2-foot grade beam for most of it, 4 feet on that side. This is kind of into a side hill, so that is on 10-foot concrete piles. A small overhead door in this corner, 16 feet high, 14 feet wide, 18-foot ceilings. And then this big door, 16 feet high and 26 feet wide. So we should be able to fit anything that we have in here, except for maybe the drill. Yeah, it won't fit that in here. Not a pull through, just a one-ender. So this building will be heated, going in floor heat. So that will get started very soon, maybe next week. So we'll get this building all sealed up and heated before winter. Pretty excited. Should be a pretty good addition to the farm, to the field. This canola here is the Canola CS4000. There's a line you can see. That is L340 and Vigor L340. So we see a lot of 340 this year, and just trying this Canola this year. The 340 is very even, and the Canola is kind of like, it almost looks patchy. Like some is tall, some is short. It is a little bit taller overall, but it's almost like the pods are near the top of the plant, where the 340, the pods are maybe a little bit farther down. I don't know, those are just my kind of observations. Also the Cantera, there's a little bit of white pods. You can see that is the pods starting to shell out, starting to break open, maybe like in the wind or something like that, where the Invigor, they have a little bit stronger shell. It is a true pod shatter variety. It seems like they don't break open as easy, and you don't get as many losses that way. See, the pods are flying open, going into the center drum maybe a little bit more than on the 340. You can see them flying through the air. Flashers going on constantly, meaning combine is right full. This will fill the trucks. Quitting time.